Joined now by Cape Breton Eagles rookie forward Kiefer Lyons. We're into the month of March now. What are your thoughts on the season thus far for the Eagles?
The season has been full of ups and downs. I think new coach coming in, Chad, he's been great for our organization, and he's pushed all of us, including the young guys, to keep going forward. And he's really turned us around and made us go in the right direction.
Now, have you noticed a difference between the first half and the second half where the schedule's become so compressed? Is that starting to take a toll on the guys, do you think?
Obviously, a lot of close games all together in the span of a week is tough on your body, but I feel like we're doing a pretty good job with it. Trainers helping us get in some stretches and cool downs and stuff to help our muscles and stuff regroup. But other than that, going well, and hopefully it continues like that.
Sure, one adjustment for a lot of rookies is not being in the lineup every day. Almost everybody that plays in the queue is a star before they come to the queue. How different is the preparation when you're not playing as opposed to when you are?
It's totally different. You gotta almost watch last game you were in, what you did and didn't do, so you're ready for that next opportunity that you get in, and you make the most of it to, make the impression on the coach that you want to be in next game and you want to stay in.
You were a fifth-round draft pick of the Eagles. Did you have any idea it was going to be Cape Breton before the draft? Did they talk to you a lot?
Honestly, Cape Breton meeting with Jacques Carrier was in person. That's the only team I met with in person. All the other teams were all phone calls, and it was a tournament over in PEI that they approached me, and so I knew that was very important that I had that off, but I honestly didn't know what was going to go down draft day. That day is always full of emotions and turned out right.
One disappointing part about that is the team can't invite everybody to camp, and you're probably just at the cutoff of not getting invited to training camp, being a fifth rounder. How tough was that to hear, and what did they tell you when they told you that they couldn't bring you to camp? Because I'm sure the Eagles were disappointed they couldn't bring you either.
It was definitely difficult. I was in my room one day and I got Jacques calling me and hoping it's all good. He reached out and said he was sorry, but things weren't going well with COVID and they could only invite a certain amount of players, and told me I couldn't come to camp, but they still had interest in me. And it just stuck in my mind that you can either give up or put your head down and keep working. And I know I chose to keep working and pushing so I get that invite next year.
It was you, FJ, and Jacob Long that were fifth rounders. Jacob Long wasn't at camp either, was he?
No, he was not.
Now, you talk about working hard. You go back to the New Brunswick League. You lead the league in points. What was going right for you last year? A lot of goals as well.
Definitely my old coach. I talked to him and had a really good personal level with him. He was always, you got to keep pushing, this is what you want to do. And he was always there for me, pushing me. He knew that I wanted to play in the queue, and he knew I was upset that I didn't get to go. But he basically guided me on all the things that I needed to work on and improve to play in the queue.
You've played a little bit of field lacrosse as well, which we don't hear a lot about from hockey players. Tell us about your involvement in that. Have you played in a high level, and is there any skills there transferable to hockey? I'm assuming there would be.
I actually pretty well played lacrosse my whole life, and probably 3 years before the queue was my peak of being pretty good at lacrosse. I went to nationals with Team New Brunswick and in Toronto to play against all the top teams, and it was a great experience, and I just keep playing. A couple of buddies head out to the field or whatever, throw the ball around, but other than that, I just play on my high school team with all my buddies back home. That'll be something that could go back to in the summer when the season's over, but right now we're focused on the season.
Your dad played a high-level hockey. Pat Lyons played in the Maritime Junior A League. Did he ever tell you if he played in Cape Breton? I'm not sure if that would have overlapped.
I haven't really asked that question there. He's told me a couple stories, but I have no clue, actually.
I know he played senior hockey, too. Do you have any memories of watching him play?
No, that was a long time ago, but there's always newspapers and stuff that he brings out, which is cool to see. It's great to see that he's trying to pump me up, but also kind of brag with what he's got, but it's all good.
You're a major junior, so I think you've got one up on him, but now he's starting to clip from your games, which is pretty neat. Come from a hockey family. I understand your brother and sister both play as well, or did play?
They both did. Brock's coming up the chain here, too. We're trying to get him because it's tough. I'm going through all this, but it's honestly great for him because I'm giving him so much information that he needs to work on. Cardio. You need all that stuff to be A1 so you're ready to go when you hit that level.
Tell us about moving to Moncton this summer. Obviously, you're very dedicated and you wanted to make the queue. What was the reasoning for the move to Moncton? What did you do this summer to get ready for the queue season?
A couple of my buddies always trained there, and they knew this is the spot to go in New Brunswick. This is one of the top places to train. You have all the apps and all the training facilities and everything to go to, and all the top players like Lucas Cormain in the league and all that, and they're all there. So it's great to see you're competing against those guys. It's just a high-level training facility. I went there with the mind, I'm going to get so much better this summer and hopefully make that jump come training camp.
First goal is always special for a player. Your first goal comes in an interesting game because it was Matt Anthony's first win as Eagles coach during that stint where he was interim in his first game. What do you remember about that goal and that whole night for the Eagles beating a strong T10 team?
That night was obviously very special, and Ants came to me before the game and said, I'm going to put you on the third line. You need to show me you can do this, play your best game, and keep going from here. That basically just sparked in my mind, like, this is the opportunity that I need to get. Took that opportunity and obviously succeeded with it and played with two other great guys. They helped me get that point, and it was crazy.
If somebody hadn't seen you play before, how would you describe your style of play?
I'd say I'm a power forward. I can definitely use my body and also have a great skill set to be able to make plays and put the puck in the net for sure.
Well, fans will hope to see continued development for you going forward. Thanks for this, Kiefer. Best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, Patty.
That is Eagles forward Kiefer Lyons joining us at the intermission. You're listening to Uniglass Plus, Cape Breton Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.